Okay, welcome back to the Bloomfield High School Gymnasium here in Bloomfield, Missouri for the 53rd annual Bloomfield Christmas Tournament. My name's Terry McVeigh, and with me is Lloyd Rice, veteran high school and college official and director of officials for this tournament. Tonight's game is going to be between the third-seeded Kennett Indians. They're 5-3 on the season, and the sixth-seeded Bloomfield Wildcats, also 5-3 on the season. Lloyd, what do you expect out of this game?
Well, from Bloomfield's standpoint, I think they're wishing Kennett was seeded something else. They looked awfully impressive the other night, I thought. Bloomfield played an outstanding first-round game, probably the best game they've played all year so far. And if Kennett had played anything like that in their other games, good thing to come for Kennett this year.
Yeah, Kennett has 3 losses. They're all 3 losses down in Arkansas. They went to the Jonesboro tournament and lost 2 games there, 6 points to the host Jonesboro school and 6 points to Earl, Arkansas. But they also beat Greene County Tech, the defending 5A champion, by 20-something in that tournament. But then they went to Greene County Tech a week later, and of course going on the road and going to Arkansas is always an adventure, and it's pretty
tough
perilous,
to win in Arkansas.
Perilous.
I told Coach Vaughn a couple hours ago, saw him backstage and told him he needed to stay in Missouri. So undefeated in Missouri, and tell his AD to schedule accordingly.
Well, I think it was good scheduling for Kennett.
Absolutely.
Go down there. Those teams have been playing longer. There's good competition, and I think it sets them up well for the rest of the season. I like the move he made.
They're probably playing teams that had 5-6 games experience.
Sure, they start in Arkansas earlier than they do here.
Catch these starting lineups as they come out, Terry. Exciting game, big crowd.
I think it's going to be a very exciting game.
At first glance, the live broadcast has not affected the tournament population. Very good crowd.
Yeah, the last 2 games have been packed. With our guys, they had Twin Rivers, Dexter, Richland, and,
a lot of fun
and
that
Bernie.
way.
Cameron Wallace, 5'9" junior. Fred Garman, a 5'10" junior, number 10. Randrick Crothers, he's the one that drives the show in Kennett. Dwight Usry getting the start tonight, a 5'10" senior, and Jimmy Gooden, a 6-foot senior. Good defensive player, solid player.
Really quick, a lot of hands, very active.
Well, that's the whole Kennett team, and they'll play 10 people tonight. And they're all very active, very quick hands. Bloomfield's going to have to check the ball. Jacob McNeil, a 5'10" senior, starting for Bloomfield. Leighton Hensley didn't start at the last game, but he's their leading scorer, and he's the guy that has to produce for him. Garrett Rice, 6-foot senior. I was very impressed with him in the first round.
He's their Mr. Energy. A lot of things got to ride on his shoulders.
Seth Hill, 6-foot junior, and Derek Caldwell, 6'1" senior. I think Bloomfield's going to have to try to control the tempo. Of course, that's real easy to say, but Bloomfield's not going to go as deep as Kennett. They're not as quick as Kennett, but if they can control the tempo, they got a quick jumping jack in Leighton Hensley, who had about 4 dunks in the first game.
Going to have to watch for those active hands, protect the ball, and they should be able to do that. They're good and experienced at the guard, and we'll just see. It's hard to deal with quickness at times.
They come in as a 6th seed this tournament. They got 4 starters back from an 18-10 district winner from last year.
Bobby Godwin's going to throw it up. Seen many of these games here with Bobby involved in them.
Kennett controls the tip. Garman's on the point. Crothers on the wing. Bluefield's starting in a 2-3 zone, which is a little bit different than what they played in the first game. Garman shoots 3, doesn't get it to go.
I can just about assure you they are going to make Kennett make some outside shots.
Well, the kind of offense Kennett plays, they play a spread offense, and for that to be effective, you're going to have to hit outside shots. Leighton Hensley underneath, good feed.
Nice little jump shot from the block.
He's quick and he can elevate.
Yep.
Can really elevate. Crothers from 3. Doesn't go. Ball went off of Hensley. He's nice block out by Usry underneath.
I was going to comment, did you see that block out? That was textbook, keeping the big man on your back.
Garmin on the baseline, feed from Carruthers, can't get it to go. Good defense by Caldwell. Bloomfield pulls it up, going to get into their offense. Kennett's playing man-to-man. Hook by Caldwell, hooking on Gooden, trying to get position underneath. Caldwell's first, team's first. Bloomfield up 2-0 with 6:52 left in the first quarter. Again, Kennett will play the spread offense, which you need to shoot the threes and you need to penetrate.
Looks like they're respecting Wallace's look
good
at
hands
it over
by
there.
Seth Hill. Usry from the corner. There's the first three. Looks like Bloomfield's going to make them make some threes before they come out.
Going to make them shoot it, and I will assure you that Coach Hicks has really scouted these guys. Big believer in scouting and tape. I know he went down and watched them play Portageville last Thursday or Friday.
That was a good game for Kennett. But he's going to make them make some threes, I think, before he spreads his defense. Of course, that's the whole idea of a spread offense, is to spread the defense. Nice, good block, good drive by Joe McNeil, but a good block by Fred Garman. Leighton Hensley getting back, saved the ball. It goes off of Kennett, off of Carruthersville, back to Bloomfield. Good hustle on Bloomfield.
Garman, that is a big-time highlight play. Hope these guys save that. That was really an impressive block.
It sure was. Garman's got some ups.
He obviously does.
There's the hands of Kennett. Usry throws it up and one. Foul by Rice. Usry for two.
In their sectional game last year, Bloomfield had trouble dealing with the press in just that very similar fashion. They're going to have to handle the ball on the press.
Who do they play in that sectional game?
Charleston. Very similar run and jump, and really gave them fits trying to bring the ball up.
And that's what Kennett going to do with everybody. McNeil gets it out to Rice. Kennett up 6-2, 5:35 left in the first quarter. Seth Hill in to McNeil. Three-pointer's no good. Carruthers will push the ball up the court. Penetrates, floats, makes it. And Kennett pressuring the ball. Seth Hill breaks the plane. They set up the offense. They're trying to get the ball underneath in the offense. They do have the size advantage. Caldwell gets fouled by Gooden.
It's easy to talk about entering the ball to the post, but when your guards are getting so heavily pressured out that far from the basket, it's a tough entry pass.
Hill looks, and again, they're feeding the post. Backs up. Good move by Caldwell to back up Carruthers and get the layup. 8-4 in favor of Kennett, 4:51 left in the first quarter. Carruthers looks at the three, kicks it out to Garman. Underneath Usry. Usry with 8 in the game. 8 of Kennett's 10.
Kennett continues to make shots. They're making their shots.
Last couple of times they've been able to penetrate. Long three by Hill doesn't go. With the rebound foul against McNeil. His first, team third.
No, he didn't foul. He was just standing on the out-of-bounds line.
Okay.
Bloomfield getting a quick timeout to talk about things.
The sponsors of tonight's games: Three Rivers Community College, Lincoln Lacey Motors, New Wave Communications, Senator Rob Mayer, and Shelter Insurance, Brock Williams agents, bringing you tonight's game. We're live on YHC TV.
Rob was able to sit up and call the last game. Him and Billy Pat Ryder here next to us. Good crowd on hand. Really, really tickled to see the stands full. There was a bit of concern with the live broadcast, how that would affect it.
And I thought that after the Dexter Richland game, which followed Bernie and Twin Rivers, that there would be quite a drop down in the crowd, but there's not much at all. Of course, Bloomfield is home. It's their home court, and Kennett brought plenty of people. Jay Shaver's in the game. He'll shoot the three. Grantham underneath with good rebound. Garman drives the lane. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Hensley. Kennett's substituted freely. They got Walls, Shaver, and Grantham now in the game. And there's no drop off in intensity when anybody goes in, especially with Shavers. He's one of those whirling dervish guys. Ball handlers aren't getting any room at all. There's a foul on, looks like it's going to be on Garman underneath.
Hanging on to Hensley a little too much, it looked like.
Garman come out. Carruthers going to be.
Costly backcourt mistake there. That's a tough place to inbound the ball, one. And Kennett is so good about getting right up in your chops.
Yeah.
No matter where they're catching the ball, they just.
And Kennett's death is going to wear on Bloomfield before this day's over. So Jack Walls will try to intercept the pass, knock it out of bounds. Garman's back in. Give Usry a rest. Kennett will play 10, and they'll play 10 a lot of minutes.
They do. The other night, Terry, they played a lot of people, a lot of minutes. All 12 got in the game, and 10 were significant in the scoring.
Yeah, that's their game. Cody Red Cloud now in the game for Bloomfield, trying to post up, and Adam Grantham makes the interception. Grantham had a very good first-round game. Brett Garman, good pull-up jumper. Kennett's making their shots, and if Kennett's making their shots, they're not going to lose the game.
That's a tough shot, too.
It is.
Fred, that's a big basketball shot there.
Red Cloud underneath, a good feed. He can't get it to finish, but he got a good feed, good position. Foul by Grantham, his
That's
first.
Exactly where Bloomfield needs to get the ball in or two, as deep and behind this top line of defense,
yes.
You might say, that first wave.
Red Cloud makes his first. Andy Lack in the game for Shavers. And I think we've seen Kennett's 10 here in the first quarter. Red Cloud misses the second. Hensley with the rebound. Puts it up from the free throw line. Can't get it to go. Carruthers with the rebound. He'll control the ball down the court. Garman with penetration. Blocking foul on Red Cloud.
Coach Hicks telling him if he would have stood his ground, he had good position.
So what Kennett really needs to do, and that's what they're doing the last few times, is penetrating the zone. Garman missed his first. He has 2 points in the game.
He is quick. He's just explosive. He reminds me of a nice running back, and he can change direction on a dime. Really good-looking player.
Bloomfield again having trouble getting it down the court. Hensley picks it up and finishes. Gets him 4 in the game. 13-7 lead for Kennett. Crothers with the ball on the wing. Lacks the shooter. 3's short. Rice with the rebound, controlling the ball. He's hounded by Walls. Bader in the game. Like a foul on the floor on Grantham. It should be his second. Team's fourth. Grantham leaves. Dwight Gooden comes in. Jimmy Gooden comes in. I think Dwight's used up all of his eligibility. Garrett Rice with the ball out front. Kennett playing the zone off of the inbounds. Trying to get the ball to Hensley. He gets it. Nice little turnaround. He has 6 in the game. It's a 13-9. Bloomfield's hanging in. Ushery from the corner for 3. It's long. It won't go. Hensley with the rebound. Over to Rice. He'll control the ball down the court.
I think to be within 4 with the way this game started, I think they're going to feel real fortunate.
Yeah, Bloomfield's in a good position right now.
That's going to be a
little error
costly
there.
turnover.
Kennett will inbound the ball in front of the scorer's table. It's 13-9 with 52.7 seconds left in the first quarter. I doubt that we'll see Kennett hold the ball for the last shot.
I wouldn't if I were them.
I wouldn't. Because they can get 2 or 3 possessions.
Right. I've never been a big fan of that.
No.
And
they miss a shot, get the turnover, and here coming back with 35 seconds left. Garman gets past Seth Hill, and he's fouled, I believe, by Hill. Be Seth Hill's first, team's fourth. Crothers with the ball, takes the shot, gets it back out to Wallace. Ushery, Garman for 3, can't get it to go. Hensley with the breakaway. Crothers gets back, won't go. Crothers takes it back out. Rebound by Red Cloud, and he's fouled over the back.
Cody working hard in there. That's good rebound.
Good rebound by Red Cloud. Good hustle shown by Bloomfield there. Hensley had the breakaway. Crothers interrupted it, but the Wildcats had about 3 guys follow it down. Mitchell Skaz comes in, gives Hensley a rest. Red Cloud missed the first, makes the second. He now has 2. 13-10 with 8 seconds left in the first quarter. Kennett's waiting a little bit too long getting the offense. They don't need to get in the offense.
Wow.
They didn't need to run an offense. They just need to shoot a 3.
Just wait until time running out and hit a 3.
Okay, the first quarter ends with Kennett ahead, 16-10 over the Bloomfield Wildcats. We'll be back in a minute.
Shelter Insurance has covered a lot of miles and a lot of cars and drivers since 1946. We like knowing we have you covered, so you can just sit back and enjoy the ride. Seek shelter today.
Terry, after the way that game started, I think Bloomfield was feeling real fortunate to be within 3 or 4 there, and then gave up a big 3 at the end of the quarter.
But they're just down 6.
That's
it's
right.
6, and it's 16-10. It's not a high-scoring game.
And
I think that's Bloomfield's pace.
This is definitely the pace and the score they would have wanted, given a choice.
There's a foul by Gooden coming over the back of Rice. That'll be Gooden's second.
I'd be surprised if Coach Hicks hadn't adjusted and tried to slide those big guys up even a little bit higher. If you can get behind that first wave, that top wave of Kennett's defense, just makes life so much easier.
And it's kind of like attacking a matchup zone.
Exactly
you attack it from behind.
Is, right.
There's
again,
a steal by Crothers over
out
to Wallace.
high.
Crothers down. Can't get it to go. Got the zone rebound. Loses it out of bounds. This goes back to Bloomfield.
Crothers almost jumped over him, it looked like.
Yeah. 5 seconds. The quickness of Kennett showed there by denying the ball. 5 seconds. Shavers will inbound it for Kennett underneath their basket. Jack Walls out front to Usry. He penetrates, goes all the way to the hole and lays it in.
He got there in a hurry.
10 points
Terry.
for Usry. He got there in a real hurry. Went through 3. But that's the thing with the zone. If you find the lane, you can penetrate it. And he found the lane. Hensley loses the ball. Walls behind the back. Loses it over to Usry. Lost it, found it. Kennett scores the first 4 points, jumps out to a 10-point lead. The foul is going to be on Walls, holding on to Caldwell.
One thing about it, when Derek Caldwell posts you up, you're getting posted up pretty strongly. He's a big fella.
Yes, he's wide and he's strong. Okay, that is 7 fouls. So Caldwell will shoot 1 and 1. And bounces, can't go, and he almost got his own rebound. Good hustle on Caldwell. Tips that out of bounds. Kennett will inbound. Jay Shavers with the ball out front, over to Garmin.
Get into their bench there, Terry, and Shavers comes in, who's ultra quick.
Again, if he's in the game, he can handle the point. Garmin can handle the point. Crothers can handle the point. Lots of interchangeable parts. Drop off to McNeil. Hensley didn't see it coming.
No.
Kennett has the ball. Shavers penetrates, lays it up, and gets it. Yeah, if on defense, if you ease up for a minute, these guys, if they haven't stopped their dribble, they're going by you. Back foot.
It's frustrating. Yeah, that defense will do that to you. Force Bloomfield into a timeout to discuss things.
Coach Hicks needs a timeout. It's got a 30-second timeout. Jumped out 6 straight points. And we'll be right back right after these.
I chose Three Rivers Community College because it's a great place to start.
I'm taking the same freshman and sophomore classes as at a university, but at TRCC they cost a lot less and financial aid goes further. I love the individual attention. My teachers are great and classes are convenient. Learn more at www.trcc.edu or call 877-TRY-TRCC.
Start here, start now at Three Rivers Community College.
Learn more online at trcc.edu.
I tell you, Terry, the back from the timeout there, but Kennett doesn't have a lot of let up in them when they go to their bench. When they go, you'd think you'd get to that second or third line of guards and find some weaknesses, and they're just really showing all the signs of a really good basketball team.
Yes, they are.
14-point lead now.
Black back in the game for Kennett. McNeil trying to get it down to Caldwell, and they just can't get it past the hands.
Kennett does have 7 fouls, and that's the frustrating part as a coach. You're wanting more fouls, and they just don't foul a lot, Terry.
No.
They just very active, a lot of hands, a lot of tips from behind. And
yeah, when you try to get in the lane against Kennett, it's like going against one of those Indian gods that has about 8 arms. Charging foul on Caldwell. His second. Team fifth. Kennett will inbound. Bring the ball up.
Our good buddy Jim Tweedy checking in. Having some comments for one of his own, you might say.
Okay, Tweedy, we're giving you a plug. Jim Tweedy, one of the fine lawyers here in Bloomfield.
Absolutely. Put them on the courthouse square. I was afraid they wouldn't find their way to work if not. So.
Alba Shavers trying to steal the ball out front off Hensley. Shavers first, team 8th. Hensley will go to line for 1-on-1. Hensley has 6 points. He's leading scorer for Bloomfield.
He's having to work for him down there, that's for sure.
He's having to work for him. Kennett scored 10 points already this quarter. They've scored the first 10 points of this quarter, and that's one of the perils of playing Kennett. They're going to go on runs.
But their
Hensley
practices are active. All those juniors and the few sophomores bucking for playing time with these guys, they're bound to really get after it.
I've always thought to have a really good team, you need a bunch of juniors.
That threat of competition is good for everyone involved.
Now, that's not always true. Just last year, Portageville was all senior team and won the state champion. Getting run some motion, a walk on Carruthers. I remember a couple of years ago, it's been probably 4 or 5 years ago, went to the state Final Four as a Class 3. Centralia ended up winning that, and they didn't have anybody but seniors on the entire roster. And you could tell they'd been playing together for a long, long time. They won Class 3. They beat Charleston that year in overtime. McNeil drives the lane, can't get it to go. It's going to be another foul on Kennett.
That same team had won a football state championship that very year, that same bunch.
With a lot of the same guys. But
McNeil's a workhorse. He's a banger. Good baseball player, Jacob is. Works hard.
He makes the first. Gill gets the second. 26-13, Kennett ahead with 4:26 left in the first half. Rebound underneath by Carruthers. Bloomfield scored the last 3. Garman again with the spin. He's just too quick. Garman with 9 points. Kennett pressuring.
He beat every line in defense. There were 3 guys he basically
spin by Hensley. Garman with the rebound to Carruthers. Seth Hill gets back. It's going to be foul on the floor. Kennett will have the ball out of bounds underneath their baskets. That's Hill's second, team 6. Jay Shavers will trigger it inbound. Andy Lack back in the game for Usry. Lack's a shooter. He got it.
I could almost feel that one coming, Terry.
Yeah. Lack is a very good three-point shooter.
That's a lack of intensity. That guy's been scouted, I promise you. And they just decided not to step out there and guard him. So
And again, the Kennett pressure has to wear down Bloomfield, because it's every time down the court.
Another
Brothers
turnover.
with a nice drive, can't get it to go. Rebound by Hensley. He's down the court to Hill. Layup's good. Nice pass by Hensley down to Hill for the layup. There's a break in the action. We'll be back in a minute.
Okay, you're hooked up and ready to go.
New Wave knows you're excited about sports, so now's a great time to get connected with the Triple Play Package. Crystal clear TV, high-speed internet, and telephone for only $99.99 a month for 12 months. With New Wave Communications, you've got game.
Okay, we're back at the here in the quarterfinal game of the Bloomfield tournament. Got the Kennett Indians, third seeded Kennett Indians, ahead of the sixth seeded Bloomfield Wildcats, 31-15. Kennett will have the ball. There's 3:18 left in the first half. And Lloyd, as we were talking during the break, Kennett's depth and Kennett's intensity just has to wear on Bloomfield. Bloomfield doesn't go that deep, and every time they're coming down the court, even trying to get into a set is a chore for them.
Everything out about the 10-foot volleyball line. I mean, you just don't get any breaks at the guard position to find anyone, and you're constantly out of position, and just can't get anything going.
That's Cameron Waltz with the nice rebound and put back. Bloomfield's changed their defense to a 1-2-2. There's a foul on Shaver. He didn't like the call. He needs to not be demonstrative. Shaver's second, team 10. Team 10. Send Dylan Bader to the line for 2. 2:35 left in the quarter. If Bloomfield gets more fouls on Kennett, they can pick up some good ground, because they're already in the double bonus. Shavers comes out, Usfried in.
Even that's a struggle. I mean, even
that's a struggle.
Even the shot he was heading for is a struggle.
Bader makes both. He has 2 in the games. 33-17, 2:32 left in the first half. Again, Bloomfield's going into a 1-2-2 with Hensley on the point. I like Hensley on the point in this defense because he's very active, has very quick hands, and there's Wallace with the 3. But that's the danger of going into that defense. That if Kennett hits threes, you're going to have to go to something else.
And at this point, I mean, you're down by 20. You're going to have to try something.
Rice with a nice drive and one. Garrett Rice saw the lane, made a good drive, threw the foul on Lack, and he'll go to the line trying to make a 3-point play. Free throw's good. 3-point play for Rice. That's his first 3 points of the game. With 2 minutes left in the first half, 16-point lead for Kennett. Lack short on a baseline drive. Rice pulls it up, gets it to Hensley underneath. Good play.
It's a good secondary break right there. Send your big man right down the middle of the paint and reward him for it.
Brothers for 3, can't get it to go. Hensley up over the backboard almost. He was up in the air on that one. Hensley wasn't looking for it. Usry drives, won't go. Good hustle by Seth Hill. It was 3-on-1, and he kept Kennett from scoring.
Those guys never spread their fast breakout. Usry and everybody were piled up together and didn't leave anyone an open shot. That's what Coach says. One guy can guard 3 of you, and that's
and
exactly
that's what happened there. Because they were all bunched around the basket. Black with the ball out to Garmin. Bloomfield's gone back to man-to-man. Black drives the lane, floats, can't get it to go. There's going to be a foul on Skaggs.
It's like Skaggs snuck underneath there.
His first. Send Andy Lack to the line for 2. He has 3 points on 1 3-point shot.
Really quick teams are hard to coach against, Terry. I mean, there's you can't simulate it in practice. There's just not really a lot you can do with it other than to break it down on the defensive end.
Yeah, that's about all you can do.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's hard to practice against it.
You really can't. You just got to count on your kids being disciplined enough to do what they're supposed to and, hope they break it down and respond.
Good spin by Rice.
Look, Garrett go to the hole.
Garrett Rice with a nice spin. He has 5 in the game. Makes it a 36-24. 30 seconds left in the first half. Crothers controlling the ball.
There again, a good end of the quarter, just kind of like the end of the first quarter, Terry. Bloomfield almost looks out of it and find their way back into the ball game.
Back in the game. Richardson in the game for Kennett. Back out Crothers, 9 seconds. 8, Lack with a 3. Doesn't go. Rebound, Skaggs. Oh, good. Good first half of basketball, especially for Kennett, but again, Bloomfield comes back at the towards the end of the quarter and stays in the game. They were getting beat by 16. Now they've got it down to 12. Kennett leads 36-24 at the end of the first half. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey, I'm Kurt Hillis at Lincoln Lacey Chevrolet. We've got a full line of GMC, Chevrolet, and Buick products. I'll pass it over to my Ford man, Charlie Thacker.
GM's not your thing? Come check us out here at the Ford Dodge Jeep store. Check out my man Blake on the internet, LincolnLacey.com.
If you don't have time to come down to Malden, check us out on Cars.com or AutoTrader.com, and if you need financing, I'm going to pass it to my man Robert Sanders.
And our ultimate goal here at Lincoln Lacey, no matter your situation, is to pass the savings on to you.
Okay, here we are back at halftime at the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament. This is the quarterfinal game in the winner's bracket between Kennett and Bloomfield. The winner of this game will play the winner of the Hayti-Portageville game. The other semifinals already been set. Bernie defeated Twin Rivers 75-62, probably the best game of the tournament.
So far, definitely the best game of the tournament. Twin Rivers' energy was outstanding. Just love that effort and intensity, and hope they both bring it back tomorrow night.
And it was a closer game than the 75-62.
Absolutely.
It's one of those where they stretch it out a little bit in the fourth quarter. And then Dexter looked good against Richland, beating Richland 68-58. So that gives the Bernie-Dexter matchup tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
That's always fun, Terry. A Bernie-Dexter semifinal. That's a good Christmas tournament for the tournament director.
It sure is, because one is going to pack the stands, and there's a good rivalry between those teams. They play in the same conference, so they'll see each other later this year at least once, and probably could meet again in the conference tournament. So they're well familiar with each other. So that's going to be a good matchup. Always is. This game, the pace picked up some in the second quarter, more to Kennett's liking. But Bloomfield hung in there. They scored some towards the end of the quarter to make it a 12-point differential. Kennett scored 20 in the second quarter to Bloomfield's 14. So the pace picked up, which I think is to Kennett's advantage.
Just about the time I thought Kennett was fixing to run away with it and really jumping. Were we at 20? We were at an 18 or 20-point lead, really looking dismal for Bloomfield, and kind of got back in it and hung around, got a few things to go their way, a few foul shots, and snuck it back to 12 here at half. So I think they, all things considered, they need to be pretty happy where they're at.
I think so. You're right. I think Coach Hicks took a very good timeout, changed the defense somewhat, got a few steals. He took a good timeout, because after that timeout, they cut about 6 points off the lead. So it's a good timeout, good effort there at the end of the second quarter for Bloomfield. To run down the scoring in the first half, Leighton Hensley, nobody's surprise, leading Bloomfield with 10 points. We have 2 points. We have 5 points for Garrett Rice, 2 points each from Seth Hill, Derek Caldwell, Dylan Bader, and Cody Redcloud, and 1 point from Jacob McNeil. For Kennett, Dwight Usry is leading the scoring with 12. Fred Garman has 9, 5 from Cameron Wallace and Randrick Crothers, 3 from Andy Lack on a 3-point shot, and Jay Shavers has 2. Kennett will have somebody different leading the scoring just about every night. Usry didn't score much last night. Fred Garman led the team in scoring. They scored 80 points, and their high scorer had 13. But they had 4 guys in double figures, so which is what Kennett will do to you.
Hensley's going to have to lead. He's going to have to get plenty of touches, as you can tell. Garrett Rice got real active there at the end of the quarter, and we need that intensity and that effort and energy from Garrett to, if not anything else, make things happen and spread Kennett's defense that much thinner. It's not very thin as it is, and anytime you can break it down and get to the hole on it, that opens up a lot of things for you.
Garrett Rice has impressed me this year. Of course, last night was the first time I'd seen Bloomfield play it, and he had some playing time last year and was good. One of those good intensity guys off the bench. He brought good defensive intensity last year from my team, but he's improved his game quite a bit this year to where he can be an offensive asset. And he made 5 points the first half. All of them were late in the half, and one of them on an excellent drive where he ended up with a 3-point play.
Kennett just spreads it around so much. I'm like, I really can't, as a coach against them, other than knowing Carruthers is probably the most talented player on the floor every night. They can kind of do multiple things, come at you from multiple directions, and there's just not a lot to deal with that defensively. You just got to guard them straight up and do your best with it.
Well, you just try to disrupt them. Just try to disrupt the rhythm. You know, if you can, of course, a whole lot easier said than done, control the tempo. Well, everybody wants to control the tempo. You always hear that on TV.
That's true.
Well,
it's a good
the
point.
secret is controlling the tempo. Well, of course, the secret is controlling the tempo. You want the tempo to suit your team, but you want to disrupt Kennett. You're not going to slow them down. You just want to disrupt them. Kennett will have the ball. Start the second half.
See,
it's like the same
back
starters
to a
out for both teams.
Straight man-to-man from Bloomfield.
Now, when Kennett hit a couple of threes, that kind of took Bloomfield out of the zone. Brothers with the spin off the baseline, can't get it to go. Jimmy Gooden with a good rebound, can't get it to go. Ball's off the hill in Bloomfield. Kennett will have it underneath the basket. About the Gooden. Bloomfield's playing the zone off the inbounds. Garmin Crothers in the lane. Gets it knocked away. Looked at the three, didn't take it.
Coach Hicks feels like with this bunch, they're old enough and smart enough basketball team. He's not cared to switch the defenses up. They've probably ran 4 of them here so far, and off the inbounds, we're in a zone. So
it's a veteran team. Like I said, they have 4 starters back from a district winner. Crothers from the corner or from three-point, can't get it to go. Hensley saves it in to Hill. Rice brings it up, being pressured by Wallace. Gets it to Hensley down the lane. Can't get it go. He hits his own rebound, puts it back.
Good follow.
Good follow. Good activity by Hensley. When he's active, he can disrupt the team. He can do a lot of things with basketball.
Bloomfield within 10 here.
Shot by Garmin.
Need to get a rebound, get it back to single digits in the third quarter.
That's right. If Kennett gets cold, Bloomfield can get right back in the game, and they are back in the game.
First couple of minutes of any half and quarter very important, and right now that's to Bloomfield's favor.
Caldwell leaves 2 Kennett guys on the floor, but misses the shot.
And he's wake, you might say.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't in the no-wake zone out there. Wallace back to Garmin. Crothers in the corner. Floats from the baseline. Short. McNeil with the rebound. Bloomfield staying in. Kennett hadn't scored in this quarter. We're 2.5 minutes into it. Back to Hill. He drives the lane. McNeil with an open jumper from the side. Can't get it to go, but good hustle by Seth Hill to get in and get the rebound. Nobody put a body on him.
Back to single digits. I guarantee you that was a key in Coach Hicks's halftime speech.
Looks like a walk. No, it's going to call foul. Foul's on Garrett Rice. His second, team's first.
Home crowd wanting to walk there, but fouled into the wall.
Fouled into the wall.
Definitely fouled into a trip.
Grantham and Walls back in for Kennett.
I would have hated to be the official having to go explain to Coach Vaughn.
Walls with a pump, gets in the free throw line, and nice move. Nice shot by Wallace. And pressuring the ball, double teaming McNeil. He gets out of it, gets it up to Rice, Caldwell, spin, can't get it to go, but he gets his own rebound, puts it in. Charge on Grantham. Caldwell kept his ground, drew the charge.
Caldwell did it on both ends, very deserving. That was a struggle.
The struggle down. He got a real struggle to get those 2 points. Then he comes in and
then
holds his ground and gets the charge. Type of guy you want on your team. That's third foul on Grantham. First team foul. Rice will bring it up against Garmin. down to an 8-point lead. Hill McNeil for three. Can't get it to go. Garmin rebound out to Crothers. Crothers with 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
And can't get it to finish. Can't get it to finish.
That's not on him,
One on
though.
two break. Hensley from the corner. Can't get it to go, but there's Caldwell. Gets it knocked out of his hands. Hensley can't finish. Hensley gets the rebound, and he's fouled. Good hustle by Bloomfield. Leighton Hensley will go to the line for two. He has 12 in the game. Foul's going to be on Jimmy Gooden, his third. Kennett's second.
Just kind of outworked him there, Terry.
They have.
Stayed after it.
Bluefield's come out the first part of this half with a lot of energy, and they're out hustling Kennett right now. Hensley misses the first. Ryan Richardson in the game.
Coach Vaughn's feeling real fortunate they're missing these shots. The momentum's definitely in Bloomfield's favor right
Very
now.
much. Well, they've come out with more intensity. They've come out with and this is one of the things Kennett has to guard against is to have these letdowns. Jack Walls rebound. He can't get it to go. Another rebound. Rice. He's going to take it up the court, take it up the middle of the court. Now he wisely pulls it back because he had a 1-on-4.
Yeah, no matter how tempting, you do not want to get into that game with them.
Good pass to Caldwell. He draws the foul. Foul on Garmin.
Yep. A subtle shift in offensive philosophy. They're running a little pick and roll high and getting that ball entered into the middle of the paint at least 5 or 6 times here in the third quarter.
Caldwell misses the first. And again, they're beating Kennett through the balls. They're beating the Kennett on the boards right now. They're getting 2 or 3 shots.
Oh,
missed both of them. And foul over the back by Hill. That's his third. We'll see if he goes to the bench. Caldwell's going to get a breather. Red Cloud's coming in for him. Hill's going to stay in the game. Jay Shaver's bringing up. He's in the game for Kennett. As is Walls, Crothers, Garmin, and Richardson. Walls drives. Foul on Red Cloud. Walls penetrated, get past the first man. It's hard for the rear man to pick him up. The Red Cloud second. Walls will go to the line for 2. Very short. That'll get the chant going. Walls just needs to regroup and get back to his routine.
See several coaches jotting notes down. Looks like a sagging, sloppy man-to-man maybe the defensive choice.
Another foul on, looks like Garmin. Is that on Walls? He's on Walls, his third foul. Usry's back in the game, replacing Walls. Bloomfield's come out and taken it to Kennett. They've outscored Kennett 7-2 in this quarter. It's 38-31 with 3 minutes left. Kennett steals the ball up to Garmin, and he's fouled and threw circus shot. He's fouled, and a little pirouette in the air up behind, over the head, off the glass.
Completely backwards, a little bit of English, spun it up off the side of the backboard, and
can't teach that.
No.
You don't want to. No, I don't think they'll have that on any instruction videos. Garber completes the three-point play.
Kennett's probably been looking for that bucket. A little
They
bit of
sure
life
it.
pumped into him now. Legs are a little fresher all of a sudden.
Okay, they've been increased the intensity on the ball. Just about 10 seconds. It was 10-second call. They didn't even get it to the volleyball line. That's tough. That's tough defense.
They had it there and went the wrong direction, and just never.
And there was nobody to go.
There's
nobody
just
to go
nobody there to break it.
All he saw was black shirts. Garmin spins, gets Shavers for three.
Uh-oh.
Count it. And all of a sudden it's back to 13. Down to Hensley. Good play. Good play between Skaggs and Hensley. Foul's going to be on Carruthers. His first. Hensley go to the line for two.
That little of a secondary break there, that's Layton does a good job of that, and they're rewarding him for it.
This is the first. Hensley has 13 on the night, lead all scores.
That's just too many missed free throws, Terry, when you're kind of bucking and clawing for every one of them.
Yeah, they're 1 for 4 in this quarter. They got 2 for 5, or 2 for 6, excuse me. Ussery drives, spins, and walks. A little out of control. I think it's a big trip down for Bloomfield right now. They got it down to 10. Kennett got it back to 13. Now Bloomfield and Kennett got the momentum and just trying to take it back. Garman for three. Ussery with the tip, it won't go. Shavers. Off of Shavers, out of bounds. Good hustle by McNeil underneath. 2 minutes, 3 seconds left in the third quarter. Kennett's up by 12, 44-32. But again, Bloomfield keeps hanging in. Bloomfield's handling the pressure very well then. That's Carruthers' good hands kept that from being a layup. Hensley, good drive, lays it up. He now has 16 in the game. And it's back to a 10-point game. Yeah, we thought Kennett had chopped, we thought Bloomfield had played the way out of it when Kennett had that little mini run, but they're right back in it.
Right back to 10. Here again,
right
so
back to
far
10.
this game at the end of quarters, Bloomfield's kind of handled it a little better.
Richardson can't get it to go. Garmuth rebound. He can't get it to go. McNeil with rebound for Bloomfield. And again, this pace, the scoring pace favors Bloomfield. Hensley puts it, can't get it to go. Skaggs can't get it. Hensley again. Nice spin. He's going to get one.
That was a wild scenario, Terry. There were bodies, there were people everywhere.
But Bloomfield kept after it. They kept after it. They
they're
got 3 shots at the
outworking them
basket.
this third quarter. There's
sure
no doubt. Every loose ball, those don't just keep coming your way for no reason.
No. You make your breaks.
That's right.
People talk about, well, they got a break here, they got a break there. Well, a lot of times you're making your own breaks by way you're playing, by
Make
playing
your own
hard.
luck. That's exactly right.
Foul was on Ussery, his first. Kennett 6. Hensley rolls it in. Got a break in the action. We'll remind you, Rob Mayer is helping bring this game to you. Missouri State Senate District number 25. Rob's been serving this area for many years, both in the House of Representatives and in the Senate. We're proud to have him on our broadcast team. Kennett misses the 3, and there's a foul in the backcourt on Ussery. Kennett's losing a little bit of composure. Bloomfield has it down to 7, 45.7 seconds left in the third quarter.
Kennett's struggling a little bit right now with the flow of the game, you might say. They don't look very comfortable
No, they've
in
only,
any of their sets.
they've scored 8 points in this quarter.
Yeah,
And
very
that's not a good.
uncharacteristic of them.
That's not a good pace for them. Garrett Rice goes to the line, makes the first of a 1-on-1, gives him 6 for the night, cuts the lead to 6. Rice makes both. 5-point lead with 40 seconds to go. Crothers on the point, handling the ball. Bloomfield's back in the 2-3. Probably a good move because Kennett's shooting's gone a little cold. Crothers breaks the 3, pulls it back. 25 seconds left. Uncharacteristically, Kennett looked like they're going for one, but don't get it. Long shot by Lack doesn't go. Rebound for Red Cloud. Bloomfield with 10 seconds left. And a foul underneath. Going to send Dylan Bader to the line.
Dylan going to power that up and in, and all that was left was the foul. So probably a pretty good foul.
Good foul.
Stop that down.
Yeah, good fouls. Andy Lack going to make him earn it. Lines Lack's second. Makes the first. He has 3 points on the night. It's a 4-point game. Halftime, we thought this wasn't going to be a game at all.
There's no doubt about it, Terry. This thing is definitely taking a turn in Bloomfield's favor. And deservedly so. They've just outworked them. So.
They've outworked Kennett. Kennett with 8 seconds left. Crothers is going to bring it up. 4, puts up the 3, can't get it to go. Out of bounds, and that's the end of the third quarter, and we have ourselves a ball game now.
3-point ball game. Wouldn't have guessed it at halftime, Terry.
Sure wouldn't have. 44-41 in favor of Kennett going into the fourth quarter. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey, I'm Kurt Hillis at Lincoln Lacey Chevrolet. We've got a full line of GMC, Chevrolet, and Buick products. I'll pass it over to my Ford man, Charlie Thacker.
GM's not your thing? Come check us out here at the Ford Dodge Jeep store. Check out my man Blake on the internet, LincolnLacey.com.
If you don't have time to come down to Malden, check us out on Cars.com or AutoTrader.com, and if you need financing, I'm going to pass it to my man Robert Sanders.
And our ultimate goal here at Lincoln Lacey, no matter your situation, is to pass the savings on to you.
Shelter Insurance has covered a lot of miles and a lot of cars and drivers since 1946. We like knowing we have you covered, so you can just sit back and enjoy the ride. Seek shelter today.
Okay, here we are back with the fourth quarter and what's turned into an excellent ball game between Kennett and Bloomfield. Bloomfield outscored Kennett 17-8 in the third quarter to draw to within 3. Bloomfield has the ball out of bounds to start the quarter, and they can tie the game with the three-pointer on this trip. And there's Leighton Hensley making it a 1-point game. Hensley posted his man up.
Completely broke down the defender when you enter that ball to the block.
Yeah, and we talked earlier. If Bloomfield can post up their man, they're going to go score some points. It's like there's a foul on Seth Hill. That's his 4th. We'll see if the coach substitutes for him. Probably will. Looks like McNeil's coming back in the game. Hill's going to take a break. 7:35 left in the fourth quarter. They're going to need him later. It's only the 5th foul on Bloomfield in the half. Shavers will inbound it for Kennett. Garmin Crothers in the game for Kennett. And that's who you're going to look for offense. Underneath the Usry, nice post move. Good entry pass by Crothers. And Dwight Usry scores his 14. Nice move by Caldwell. Can't get it to go. Garmin breaks it out to the 5-on-2 break. Garman pulls up, can't get it to go. Jimmy Gooden puts it back and in. Jimmy Gooden with his first points of the game, and he can make a 3-point play and stretch it to a 6-point lead.
That was a tough make by Gooden. He got rooted out of there, earned that one for sure.
He's a tough player. Ball saved in, but Kennett has it. Pushed out of bounds with Caldwell. Don't know if they're going to call the foul or just they are. That'll be 3 on Derek Caldwell, team 6, so the next team 7th. So both teams in the bonus. And that's 4 on Caldwell. So he's on the bench. So Bloomfield's got some foul trouble with Seth Hill and Caldwell both on the bench. Usry makes the first of the 1-on-1.
Definitely not going to be able to let Caldwell sit long.
No.
Going to have the scoring ability, if anything.
Usry makes them both. Extends the lead back up to 7.
Oh, my.
Oh, no.
All right.
Usry goes up, and Bloomfield player got underneath him. He hit the deck hard, but he's up. He knows he gets to shoot free throws. It's going to be a foul on Jacob McNeil, his first. Got a timeout on the floor. Kennett with 6:55 left in fourth quarter. Kennett's 50, Bloomfield 43. We will be back in just a minute.
I chose Three Rivers Community College because it's a great place to start.
I'm taking the same freshman and sophomore classes as at a university, but at TRCC they cost a lot less and financial aid goes further. I love the individual attention. My teachers are great and classes are convenient. Learn more at www.trcc.edu or call 877-TRY-TRCC.
Start here, start now at Three Rivers Community College.
Learn more online at trcc.edu.
Good start to the fourth quarter by Kennett. The intensity was there. I'm assuming Coach Vaughn challenged them pretty hard at that end of the third quarter there, and they've responded there.
Yeah, and they needed that. Now, early in the quarter, Bloomfield got it back to within 1. Is it 44-43? Then Kennett scored the next 6 points. Stretch it to a 7-point lead, and Usry's at the line going to shoot 1-on-1. He just made both ends of 1-on-1 just a minute ago. He has 16 points, make it 17. Lead all score or lead.
He's pretty nimble. That was a nasty fall down here, and he kind of popped right up.
Yeah, he popped right up.
Right there at the free throw line, making him pay for it. So
good roll. Of course, it's easier to pop up when you know to get to shoot the ball.
It's true.
Feet underneath the Hensley, 3 men around him. He spins, can't get it to go. Struggle underneath. Is that jump ball possession to Kennett? Good hustle on Kennett. On the third quarter, Bloomfield would have had another shot.
You're exactly right. Same play a quarter ago. All go to Bloomfield.
Kennett's extended the lead to 9, 52-43 with 6:38 left in the game. Brothers in the corner. Back out to Shaver. He'll put the 3. Can't get it to go. Good defensive position, blocking out by the whole Bloomfield team. Brothers picks Rice's pocket. Rice recovers. Double team on Rice. Hensley has it underneath. Little jump hook. Can't get it to go. Kennett's going to run, and they didn't corral the ball. They wanted to run before they held it, before they caught the ball. Caldwell's back in. He's got 4 fouls. Seth Hill's back in the game too. He's got 4 fouls. I think Coach Hicks knows that if he's going to win, he's got to win now. McNeil with good hustle, drive the bucket, and he'll shoot 2. fouls on Ussery, his third. Neal's got 1 point and 1 for 2 from the line in the first half.
Jacob, real veteran, heady player. It's, just generally makes good things happen when he gets the ball in his hands.
Yeah, he's a good, tough player. I mean, he doesn't mind putting his head down and getting in the middle of things. And this game has gotten really physical. And I would imagine this next 6 minutes is going to be very physical.
Yeah, there's going to be some officiating decisions that need made, to put it lightly.
And the more physical the game gets, I think that's better for Bloomfield.
Oh, I have no doubt about it. That's going to what a move by Carruthers.
Nice move. Can't get it to go. Walls can't get the rebound. He can't get it to go. Hensley corrals the rebound. Here comes Bloomfield. They're not over. McNeil drives, puts it up, can't get it to go. Rebound by Jimmy Gooden. Here comes Kennett, 4 on 3. Fred Garman just crossed over. Good Lord.
He covered the entire length of the floor. Outstanding play by Garman on that last trip.
A little crossover, just put it right past the Bloomfield player, got for the layup. Now Bloomfield, their credit, they got right back down the court, got Hensley underneath for good position. He gets fouled by Carruthers.
They're again out of that secondary break, I'll call it, Terry. I'm not sure that's the perfect definition for it, but
I think it's a good description of it.
From the side and then kind of a second pass to a cut and post player.
And Hensley fills that role very well. Because if you get the ball anywhere around the basket, he can find a way to get it in. Because he's very athletic and he can jump. Now Bloomfield's going to put a little pressure, a little 1-2-2, 3/4 court pressure. Then it gets about the half line. They're going to try the double team.
Hensley's out on the point. That worked well for him the other night. They can control the boards. It's a good defense.
Timeout, Coach Vaughn. He wants to talk about the new defense. 4:57 left in the game. Kennett's up 54-45 over the Bloomfield Wildcats. We will be back in just a minute for the conclusion of this quarterfinal game.
Okay, you're hooked up and ready to go.
New Wave knows you're excited about sports, so now's a great time to get connected with the Triple Play Package. Crystal clear TV, high-speed internet, and telephone for only $99.99 a month for 12 months. With New Wave Communications, you've got game.
Okay, we're back with 4:57 left in the game. Kennett's extended their lead to 54-45. At one time, Bloomfield had it down to 1, but Kennett's brought it back up to 54-45. Kennett just called the timeout because Bloomfield changed the defense once again, causing Kennett a little trouble. I'm really impressed with the way Bloomfield has stuck around in this game. They could have, after the first half, they could have mailed it in, but they sure didn't. It's still a game.
And even though straight man out of that timeout,
but they're going to try to trap it. They're going to make Kennett take care of the ball. There's Lackwood, and he's fouled by Hill. That's it for Seth Hill. That'll be 5. Wait a minute. Oh, they call it on Hensley.
Must have said Hensley reached in from the back.
Yeah. Referees are, the officials are conferring on it. They're calling the foul on Hensley. That's his first. I'm going to send Andy Lack to the line for 2. Lack's a good shooter. But he missed his first 2 in the first quarter and misses his third. You know, it's amazing sometimes you got guys that are really good shooters. Like Lack's a good shooter. He's a good 3-point shooter. and struggles from the line. There. Got back in his routine, made a good shot. Makes it a 10-point lead. Walls and Usry back in the game for Kennett. Right, and there's Usry disrupting pass, knocking it out of bounds.
That's starting to look a lot like that first half play we saw, Terry, where a lot of active hands and things.
Now, Bloomfield took Kennett out of that in the third quarter.
Better get them two Rice boys in on the water on the floor.
Those little guys been doing a pretty good job all tournament. You see them giving the towels and the drinks to and the water to the officials during the breaks. Rice breaks the plane. Hensley a little bit further out, but he gets by the
up and over.
He drives by and goes up and over.
One thing about it, Garrett has not let that run and jump bother him at all.
No.
Even when he does pull up, he's found the open man, the pass, and that's key against that.
Again, Bloomfield's in the zone. Now they're going back to man-to-man because Kennett was going to just let it make him come out. It's not Kennett's game to sit on the ball, but when you're protecting a lead with 4 minutes left, you got an 8-point lead and the other team's playing a zone, you're going to sit on it. Now Bloomfield's back in the man. Crothers splits the defenders, foul on the floor. Foul's on Caldwell. That will be his 5th. It's a big loss. Caldwell's played an excellent game. Randrick Crothers will go to the line, be his first trip to the line. Excellent game tonight by Derek Caldwell. He leads with 4 points, but he got a lot of rebounds, did a lot of things that big man needs to do underneath.
Well, good game, good effort with him. Probably not a place where he's real good defensively out 15 feet away against Carruthers, and hence it's probably going to be a trip or a reach or something.
Yeah, he's not going to stop Carruthers. Carruthers makes 1 of 2. It's a 9-point lead for Kennett with 3:47 left in the game. Kennett's hounding the ball, but Rice again handles it well. Over to Hill in the corner for 3. Can't get it to go. Kennett tips the ball. Carruthers again. Rice with the hustle. Keeps it in the Bloomfield end and knocks the ball off of Kennett. Excellent hustle by Garrett Rice on that play.
Really good hustle. There again, a little bit of a throwback to that third quarter. Just outworked him.
Yeah. Now, Kennett's supposed to be the quicker team, so maybe should be quicker to the ball, but Rice just out-hustled him.
Got to find a way to get Hensley the ball and just let him go to work on him.
And when he gets the ball underneath, there's not a whole lot of 6'1" players going to be able to do. I mean, Hensley's at 6'2", listed at 6'2", but he goes real quick and real high. Be sure to tune in on Saturday mornings, 10 o'clock for a live sports roundtable program. Tyler Wagner hosts it and always has good guests and good discussions. I'm sure there'll be some good discussions of this tournament this Saturday morning. It's a fun place to watch. A good place to listen to what's going on in the sporting world around. He always has good, interesting guests. I was on at one time to give him the scoop of this tournament, and rushed down here from the seeding meeting to give the hot scoop. And I walked in and read all the teams, and I got the 15th seed East Carter, and we said, "Oops, we left somebody out." I'd left Malden out of the tournament, so I can't go back to Malden anymore. And that's one of the perils of live TV, because I was sitting there because we're both sitting there fumbling with the book trying to figure out who he left out. But it's a very good program. It's a good watch.
It's good. It's a bit of a throwback. It reminds me of the former Dave Green radio show. He used to have it Hardee's on Saturday. I always enjoy tuning in and catching that on Saturday.
Hey, Kennett's got to take care of the ball. 3 minutes, 5 seconds left. With Gooden was fouled out front by Dylan Bader, his first.
Becomes so hard to chase those really quick guards when they can pass it, and they seem that much quicker out on the floor when they're in that mode.
We've got some more quickness coming in. Got making a three-man substitution. Gooden misses the first of two. Walls, Shaver, and it looks like us three coming in. Ushery's going to come in for the shooter, Gooden.
Gooden ought to miss this one. He sees he's sub over there.
But he makes it, gets it back to an 8-point lead for Kennett. Kennett's still going to pressure ball. 3:05 left in the game. Hill, Hensley going to bring it down. Over to Bader. Good hands by Garman. He's going to pull it out. Going to pull up, they're just going to protect the ball. Carruthers being guarded by Hensley. That's two quick guys, about the same size.
You cannot throw a lazy, soft pass.
No, Bloomfield's going to go after it. Kennett just trying to take care of the ball. They'll take the layups. Carruthers split the defense and fed it down to Walls for a good layup. Extend the lead back to 10.
McNeil.
But here comes
every time
here comes Bloomfield back. Kennett gets 10 and McNeil gets the ball, drives the lane.
A little bit of a tribute to stick-to-itiveness there, maybe.
Foul on Carruthers, his third. You know, McNeil's is 5'10", Carruthers 6'2". McNeil just went over him, caught and made the basket and drew the foul. And there's Hensley with the second position rebound. We're trying to make it a 4-point play, 5-point play.
That would really be a big
can't get
shot
it to go.
right there.
Not a good pass. You're trying to protect the lead. You don't need the layup right there. You need to run some clock.
That's absolutely right. That's a costly decision.
8-point lead, 1:54 left in the game. Over the corner, Bader. Hensley from the free throw line puts it up and in. Interception by Hensley. It's a 6-point lead. Hensley spins, can't get it to go. Gooden with the steal. He'll go in, lay it up, and score it. Every time Jimmy Gooden scores, it's a big one. Timeout on the floor. Kennett's ahead, 61-53 with 1 minute and 31 seconds left in this exciting quarterfinal game from the Bloomfield tournament.
Coach Vaughn can't get subs picked out quick enough after a couple of those passes. He's grabbing kids from all ends of the bench down there.
That's good. That's a good way. That's a good thing he has a deep bench. He can do that. But again, Bloomfield just won't go away.
Won't go away. And an older team in that they've got a lot of experience, district champion last year, and they're playing like it. I mean, they're not going to go away. I mean, McNeil comes down there 2 plays ago and puts it in, one of the most talented players in the Boot Hills.
Yeah, it just goes right over.
Yeah, right at him. So
I have Leighton Hensley with 28 points in this game, 18 of them here in the second half.
It seems like 50 of their 53. Every time they put it in there to him, he's really come up big.
He hadn't missed many. Lots of times you see a guy score 28 points because he's been shooting a lot. He hasn't been shooting very much. Down to Hensley, layup. Kennett went to sleep on the back end of that defense, and Bloomfield made him pay. It's a 6-point game with a minute 15 Long pass at the front court. Usry's fouled by McNeil. That's his second. Kennett's going to now we're going to see how Kennett shoots free throws. Usry's been pretty good today. He's 5 of 5.
I think that's a good decision. I believe I wouldn't want to go into chase mode and wear yourself out.
No.
If you don't get a quick steal, go ahead and create the foul.
Usry misses the first. Usry has 18 points to lead Kennett.
Bloomfield's found a way to get down behind that defense here in the second half, and it's paying dividends.
That's a big free throw. Makes it a 3-possession game. A foul in the backcourt on Garmin. That's not what Coach Vaughn wanted to see. Like we got other substitutions coming in. Grantham, Lack, and Gooden. Seth Hill to the line. He'll shoot 2. He has 4 points in the game. Just 7-point game with 1:06 left.
Oh.
This is the first. And Kennett's a young team, and one of the things they're going to have to learn how to do is how to win games.
Good point.
They're a good team, but they lost one game down in Arkansas where they led by 15 in the fourth quarter. They lost by 6, and they're going to have to learn how to finish off games. Hill makes the second back to a 6-point lead. That's a 2-possession game. Carruthers and Garmer are going to be handling the ball. Bloomfield pressing underneath the Gooden. Layup. He tried to draw the foul, but McNeil makes it an 8-point game. That's big. Makes it a 3-possession game.
That's a big 8 points up there now.
And McNeil drives, gets it over to Hill for 3. Get it. Seth Hill with first 3 of the game for Bloomfield. Gets it down to a 5-point game with 40 seconds to go. Kennett's going to have to learn how to close this out. They're going to have to make free throws and protect the ball. They're going to have to protect the ball first, and I would assume that if Bloomfield can't make a quick steal, they're going to start fouling.
If it's not a steal on the very first possession, I would assume they want the foul to come immediately.
And again, Kennett's a young team. They're a talented team, but they're not used to winning.
That's right.
And these kind of games are going to be very good for them, especially if they win.
Well, these are those teaching moments exactly for them that they need to figure out a way to struggle through and win a 5-6 point ball game. That's exactly where this thing's been. Basically, the whole fourth quarter is a 5-6 point game. So
Andy Lack will be inbounding the ball. Hensley's guarding the inbounder. Gets it in the Carruthers. He's double teamed. Calls timeout. Timeout with Bond. Carruthers is stuck in the corner. Coach Vaughn calls the timeout. Full timeout.
I'm surprised they didn't foul earlier than that, but turned out for them.
Yeah, only 4 seconds went off the clock. So Kennett will get the ball underneath. They'll probably guard the ball again because they won't be able to run the baseline this time.
That's a tough place to inbound the ball without the ability to do that. There's not a lot of great options. There's going to be heavy pressure.
Well, they're going to have somebody, guarding the inbounder. I
hope so.
Yeah, and you're not going to have any room to the inbounder's right because of the sideline. So it is just a tough place to inbound the ball. 36.2 seconds. Kennett has the ball with a 5-point lead. Carruthers, Lack, Garmin, Usry, and Gooden on the floor for the Indians. Bader, McNeil, Hill, Rice, and Hensley for the Wildcats. Carruthers inbounding the ball. Gets it to Usry. Back to Carruthers. He's double teamed on the baseline. He gets around Hill. Up to Lack. Lack pulls it up and gets around Rice. Good move by Lack.
It's a good drawn
decision.
up, good decision all the way around.
Yeah, this is Lack's first year playing on the varsity. He's a junior, and lots of times the guys get in that situation where they got a shot to the basket, they'll go right to the basket. But in this situation, it was just a good, smart decision to pull it back. 26.1 seconds left in the game. It's a 6-point lead for Kennett. Big free throw here, make it a 3-possession game.
Really big free throw coming up here. 3-possession game just can't hardly be overcome. But
and he makes it. We talk about his struggles at the line, but he's made the last 3, and they've all been big. Rice bringing the ball back up. Pressure from Ussery. Out the hill, 3-pointer over to Rice. Rice strides the lane, gets it knocked out by Garmin. And Garmin draws the foul. That's his 4th. Going to put Rice to the line to shoot 2. I think the coach probably just rather he get a 2-point layup rather than score 2 with the clock not running.
That would have been my coaching preference, let that clock keep running. I mean, you don't want to give up a blatant layup, but
you don't want to give up 2 points.
You don't want to end up with a guy shooting free throws.
He misses
and the
first.
clock stopped.
Okay, if he makes this one, it still gets it down to a 2-possession game. And he does. 6-point game, 17.8 seconds. Trudges inbounds to Ussery, up to Garmin. Garmin not going to pull it up.
Oh,
he's
wow.
going to go in for the layup and a foul.
Good night.
That'll do
Acrobatic
it.
play by Garmin.
I think Garmin just stuck the dagger in. Foul on Bader. Garmin scores 2 and goes to the line. He has 16 in the game. This will make it a 9-point lead. Oh, I thought he made that.
That bucket was good. A lot of confusion on the players' part,
yeah,
but it's a good basket.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time I'd missed one. Rice all the way, and they just let him go. 7.2 seconds, timeout on the court. 7-point lead. Coach Hicks just sends it back. Coach Vaughn substitutes again. I'd like to count the number of substitutions Coach Vaughn makes in the game. Kennett just needs to get the ball inbounds here. Black gets it in the Garmin. He's fouled by Rice. That's Rice's 4th. Garmin will shoot 2, 6 seconds left. Like 5 fouls on Rice. He deserves the hand they're giving him.
He does. That's a gutty second half by Rice. Did a lot of things to keep Bloomfield in the ball game. A big reason why it was a 1- and 2-point game a few minutes ago.
Yeah, Garrett Rice played an excellent game. He's the kind of player you want to have on your team. In fact, he's like, he's one of those you'd like to have about 7 or 8 of them.
Absolutely.
Garmin misses the first. He'll get another. They ran 7/10 of a second off the clock. They need to restore that. Don't know if they will or not. Hold on. They're going to put this. They're going to put it back to 6 seconds where it belongs. And put it back to 6-2.
6-ish.
6-ish. 7-point lead for Kennett. It's still a 3-possession game. only 6 seconds left. So Kennett will win this. They'll go on to the quarterfinals to place the winner of the Hayti-Portageville game. Garvin makes the second. Hill up, shoots the three,
Wow.
got it. Final score is Kennett 70, Bloomfield 65. I want to tell you, Bloomfield has a lot. They're going to get some good rest tonight because there weren't very many guys.
Yeah.
They didn't play very many people, and they played hard and they played well. And I'm impressed by the effort Bloomfield.
There were
put
no
out in that.
possessions that they took off. Very gutsy, very heady. Both teams got to like that effort. Coach Vaughn's probably a little concerned, you might say, about their ability to close teams out, get out to that big lead, and then just really never seal the deal. Leave a good team in the game, and that's what happens.
Yeah, that's one of their losses came that way. But they're a young team, and this is just the type of thing they have to learn how to do. They have to learn how to close out the games, and hopefully this will be a good learning experience for them. And of course, the next experience for them is going to be tomorrow night at 7:30 when they play the winner of this game that's going to be coming up next. We'll get Hayti and Portageville.
Another semifinal at the Christmas tournament for Portageville. That seems to be their place in the planet. They tend to make that trip about once a year, and even maybe when they're not the favorite, which I guess by seed they are, but Kennett beat them pretty handily a couple weeks ago. And, Kennett's just got a good team. I can't say enough about their quickness and the way they're playing to their strengths, and they're going to be a handful.
They're going to be a handful for anybody that plays them because of the quickness, and they have some skilled players. We're going to take a short break and come back with the wrap-up of this game. You're watching the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament live on YHC TV.
Hey, I'm Kurt Hillis at Lincoln Lacey Chevrolet. We've got a full line of GMC, Chevrolet, and Buick products. I'll pass it over to my Ford man, Charlie Thacker.
GM's not your thing? Come check us out here at the Ford Dodge Jeep store. Check out my man Blake on the internet, LincolnLacey.com.
If you don't have time to come down to Malden, check us out on Cars.com or AutoTrader.com, and if you need financing, I'm going to pass it to my man Robert Sanders.
And our ultimate goal here at Lincoln Lacey, no matter your situation, is to pass the savings on to you.
Shelter Insurance has covered a lot of miles and a lot of cars and drivers since 1946. We like knowing we have you covered, so you can just sit back and enjoy the ride. Seek shelter today.
Okay, we're back here in Bloomfield for the wrap-up of the Kennett Bloomfield game. Kennett just defeated Bloomfield in the quarterfinal game, 76-5, in a really tough, well-fought basketball game for the Bloomfield Wildcats. They were led by Leighton Hensley, who scored 30 points, and that was and it wasn't like he was shooting the ball every time he got hold of it. He was getting good shots. He didn't miss very many.
It wasn't a gunslinging 30
It sure
points
wasn't
at
a
all. It
gunslinger.
was a real heady, good effort. He created a lot of his own buckets, dribbling into 2 or 3 dribbles and a spin move. That was a good effort by Leighton.
And I don't remember any bad shots that
No.
he took. I mean, he took the shots that he was able to produce and that were there for him.
Right.
And a very good 30 points, very impressive. Seth Hill had 10, including 2 3-pointers late in the fourth quarter. He had 9 points by Garrett Rice, and I can't say much about the way Garrett Rice played this game. Real heady player, real tough player, kind of you guys you want to have. Jake McNeil had 4, again, another tough good, tough player for Bloomfield. Derek Caldwell, 4 before he fouled out. Dylan Bader, 4, and Cody Red Cloud had 2, excuse me. For the winning Kennett Indians, they were led by Dwight Usry with 19 points. Fred Garman had 18. 7 points from Jimmy Gooden and Cameron Wallace. 6 by Randrick Crothers and Andy Lack. 5 by Jay Shavers and 2 by Jack Wallace. I have to point out on Andy Lack, he made 3 big free throws late in the game to really make Kennett comfortable. I thought it was a very good game, Lloyd. Kennett did what they needed to do, but then Bloomfield just wouldn't let them finish it off. Bloomfield kept hanging in there. They're a very tough team, a good experienced team, and they're still going to be good the rest of this year. They're going to win some games.
Game balls are tough to give out in that game. I mean, you love Garman's effort, Usry, and Kennett's quick start and jumping it out to that big lead just proved too much for Bloomfield. I think they finally closed it. Well, did it get back to within 1? But good Kennett team, good quickness. Garrett Rice and Leighton Hensley can't say enough about their effort. Just really did things right and raised their level of play because Kennett's so talented and so fast. They had to do it to stay in it, and they did that.
And Bloomfield will play at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. They'll play the loser of the Portageville-Hayti game coming on. And again, Kennett's in the semifinals. First time in several years Kennett's made the semifinals in this tournament. And they'll play the winner of the Hayti-Portageville game. This game, and stay tuned, we got Hayti-Portageville coming up. It's a rematch from a game a couple of weeks ago where Portageville won up at their place, but Hayti won their last game by 30, so it ought to be good. Stay tuned. In about 9 minutes and 30 seconds, we're going to have another game for you. So this is Terry McVeigh on behalf of Lloyd Rice, our cameraman Krista Creasy, and the producer Rick Dupree saying good night for just a few minutes from the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament. Thank you for viewing.